the reality is we have lots of reasons for faith and trust, for example, in what President Trump did during his administration and the perception of what's going on right this second. People think that he's rolled up, gone away, given up. It's part of a good poker face. If you think he's that shallow, that thin, after all of his life, everything he's done, the way he's presented to people, that he's just going to give up, go away, go into the twilight of his life and play golf and allow his family to be attacked, isolated him to, if they had a chance, they'd take everything away from him. His kids would be pushing shopping carts on the street and he'd be hung. That's their attitude. Everything reversed that he did. He didn't put his whole life aside to allow that to happen and just go away and give up. When Pharaoh gets close to the people, imagine the people. What was interesting was the cloud of pillar by day and night had moved ahead of the people to the edge of the Red Sea. Mm-hmm. Moses had told them to back up. To Pharaoh and to his people, it looked like they were lost. And now they got mountains on one side, the sea on the other. They've backed themselves into a trap. Pharaoh sees that they've made what is militarily, strategically, a horrible maneuver. Stupid, asinine. They've backed themselves into a corner, and the sea behind them and the mountains to the side. There's no escape. They're about to get mowed down. And so they're crying out to Moses, Moses, what were you thinking? Moses is he's not Pharaoh. He's not president. Moses is the sole commander. He's the commander in chief. And they're crying out to him, weren't there enough grave sites in Egypt? Did you have to bring us out here to have us killed? You were raised in Pharaoh's court as Pharaoh's brother. You did this to betray us. You brought us out here to have us all killed. They accused Moses of being in collusion with Pharaoh and bringing them out to the edge of the sea to be mowed down. They don't even recall that the pillar of cloud by day, the pillar of fire by night, was God that brought them to that point. Here they are backed up against the sea. Right. Moses cries out to God, what do I do now? What do I do now? He sticks his staff up because his staff, turned into a snake. He's able to declare these things, dips it in the Nile, it turns to blood, etc. His staff was like this secret weapon. So you can see Moses out there waving his staff around and he's trying to figure out what to do next. The promised land is the Canaan land. That's where they have to go. And so it should be obvious to Moses, the promised land's on the other side of the Red Sea. He turns to the Red Sea, this huge blockage, waves his staff in the air, and the sea parts before him. And then the whole nation of Israel, which is backed up. I mean, you can imagine all the people see this group coming at them, and they're getting in tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. There's no escape here, there's no escape there. They just keep moving tighter and tighter. And then the sea opens up, and the water piles up like mountains on either side. Gets higher and higher. But the people pass through on dry ground. And they walk right through this open sea because there was nowhere else to go. They were pushed through, coerced through, whatever, but they get moving. And in the scriptural account, as they get to the other side, the Egyptians are still closing on them. The Egyptians got sucked in. They thought, even the Israelites thought, that the sea was their doom. It was their gloom. It was the very thing that was the path to their freedom. And as the last one steps above the waterline, God removes the walls that held those angels' hands that held the sea back. And the sea, which had piled up like mountains in height, suddenly collapsed down on the Egyptians, drowning them all